Now let's make a confidence and prediction interval. We're going to use the apartment from earlier where we had the model that said that it was 57,000 for every square meter the price was, and we deducted 630,000 from the price to get the right amount for the apartment. So we want to predict the price for an apartment of size 110. First of all, we'll need the n. N is number of observations. Here we have the number of observations n. The alpha, we want to 5% significance value, so it's 0.05, which gives us our t inverse, which is t, and we want the t inverse to t here. So the probability is 0.05, number of observations 69 minus 2. So now we got this one. So we have this part here now, and now we want the standard error part, the SE part, which is right here. Standard error is there. Now we want to our prediction, which we want to do. So we put the y new, the price here. This is the price, and we want the lower, and we want the upper interval, and top we want a prediction, and we want a confidence interval. This is what we're interested in. There is a difference between prediction and confidence interval, and I'll tell you when we finish with it. So let's have a look at the price. The price is of course the size of our apartment multiplied by the value for each square meters plus the intercept. So here it is. Our 110 square meter apartment will cost around 5.6 million. Again, we're just going to use this again here. It's 110 times the value plus the intercept. So now we want the prediction interval. For the prediction interval, we have this part here. We got the SA part. We need the K star. The K star is the square root of 1 over n plus our x value and how far away from our x value we are, which is far away from the average it is, because the further away we are from the average, the more insecure we are. So the closer this is, the closer this is to 0. And we're going to divide it by SSD. In Danish it's called SAC, the sum of the squared deviations. First of all, we'll need the mean. So we simply write mean, or in Danish middel. We want that from our data. So we go to the other sheet where we have our data, which is here. We have the size, and we simply mark the size and press enter. And here we have the mean of this. And we will need the SSD. In Danish it's SAC. Again, go to the other sheet. We want it for our x values, so simply mark the x values and enter. Here's our SAC. Now we should be able to make the k mark here, which is the square root of 1 divided by the number of observations, 69, plus our x value minus our average x, and we're going to square that one, and we're going to divide this by the SSD, which is here, and we get a value of 0.14. Same we can do with the prediction interval. It's exactly the same thing, except here we have a 1 first, so it's 1 plus 1 divided by the number of observations plus our x value minus the average x squared and divided by the SSD. Here we are. Now we do have all we need for our prediction and our confidence interval. So we start off by making the lower prediction interval, which is our price minus prediction interval, t-value multiplied by our standard error multiplied by our k, and this is down this straight k we are doing here. That should hopefully give us a value. Let's try again. F2, what is wrong here? It's the I clicked the wrong here. It should say E4, of course, E5. Here we are. And on the other side, it's the same thing, just with a plus of 5 million plus our t-value multiplied by our standard error and multiplied by our k-value. Here we are. So this is our prediction interval. It's between 3.9 million and 7.4 million. So the price, the prediction price, is if we're going to sell one apartment tomorrow of the size of 110, or we're going to buy one apartment tomorrow of size 110, we will expect the price to be between 3.9 million and 7.4 million kroners. Now, the confidence interval, on the other hand, is what is the average price we expect all 110 square meter apartments to be sold at in the future. So not just one tomorrow, that's the prediction. That is the next one, just the next one, which is more insecure. No, this is the average of everything in the future with 110 square meters. So this is our price minus our t-value multiplied by our standard error multiplied by our k star. And this is again our price plus the t-value multiplied by the standard error and multiplied by the k factor. And here we see a much smaller interval. We expect that to be between 5.4 and 5.9 million. So it's a lot smaller interval because it's the average of all future apartments for 110, and this is the expected value for the next one we are selling. So that is the difference between a prediction and a confidence interval, and this is how it's calculated.